What to ask your crush to start a conversation. All the juicy details. It's time to help a lover out. Kindly give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Sometimes it's hard to come up with questions to ask your crush and still sound casual. That's why I came up with this list of questions. Hopefully it will help you strike up a conversation and get to know your crush a little bit better. Everyone is different and everyone likes talking about different things. So pick and choose which questions you think you and your crush will like. A great plan of action is to find out what your crush is interested in and talk about that. Everyone likes talking about their interests. So a lot of these questions are for finding out what kinds of things your crush is into. Other questions are for finding interesting experiences and viewpoints that you can both talk about. Just remember, these questions are just conversation starters, so you'll need to carry on the conversation with lots of follow-up questions. Good luck! I hope you'll find this list of questions to ask your crush useful. List of questions to ask your crush. 1. What was the best year of your life so far? 2. What's your favorite thing to do on the internet? 3. What do you spend most of your time doing? 4. What do you spend way too much money on? 5. Who do you have a hard time taking seriously? 6. What do you judge people for most often? 7. What's your favorite thing to shop for? Why? 8. What's the best compliment that someone can receive? 9. What's something you can do that most people can't? 10. How do you calm yourself down when you are angry? 11. What is your worst getting trolled story? 12. What do you find hilarious but most people don't find funny? 13. What was the most beautiful view you have ever experienced? 14. What fad have you held onto, even though it isn't popular anymore? 15. What event, small or large, has changed the course of your life the most? 16. What is something you have read or heard that has stuck with you for a long time? 17. What's something that people go on and on about, and you just can't take sitting through? 18. When was the last time you tried to do something to look cool and it ended in utter embarrassment? 19. What is the most cringe-worthy thing you have seen someone post on social media? 20. What is the most ridiculous rule you have to follow? 21. What bullet have you recently dodged? 22. What country do you not know the location of even though you should? 23. What do you have a hard time with but most people find quite easy? 24. What's the most impressive skill you have? 25. What's a huge story in the news that you care absolutely nothing about? 26. If animals could talk, which would be the rudest? And what would they say? Bonus points for rude animal talking impressions. 27. What part of a kid's movie completely scarred you? Certain scenes in The Brave Little Toaster come to mind. 28. What's the most ridiculous fact you know? We all have those little tidbits of information that decide to stick around in the brain for some strange reason. Via deposit photos, Wave Break Media. 29. What is the funniest joke you know by heart? Nothing wrong with a classic joke. It's humor in its purest form. 30. What would be the absolute worst name you could give your child? Feel free to think beyond actual names. 11 things to talk about on a first date with your crush so you've chatted her up and things went well. Way to go, you stud. Now it's time for the big first date. Well, obviously the first date is nerve-wracking experience. That's where these first date questions come into play. Some of them are serious, some are silly, and some help you get to know each other. Choose a few of your favorite questions, and keep them in mind throughout the date. If you have one of those dreaded awkward silences, bust one out. These things to talk about are here to save the day, and the date. Here are 11 things to talk about on a first date with your crush. 31. What's your favorite pizza topping? And why are you not eating pizza right now? Unless you are, of course. 32. What are you most attracted to in a person? What a coincidence, she just described you to a T. Via deposit photos, degrees 1. 33. What's your biggest turn off? Find out now so you don't do it later. 34. What silly or funny thing makes you afraid or creeps you out? Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason to phobias. 35. Would you rather wear a t-shirt and cut-off denim shorts, or a fancy outfit? This question helps you to understand which side of the party, professional fence she leans on. 36. Who's the worst guest you've had in your house and what did they do? We've all had those nightmare guests who just don't get it. 37. What always sounds like a good idea at the time but rarely is? Some mistakes are just so dang appealing. Via Big Stock Photo, Vadim Gujva. 38. What are you completely over and done with? When you can't even. 39. What's the most immature thing your parents do? Parents are people too. 40. What fact amazes you every time you think of it? When you're in the mood to have your mind blown, this is a great starting point. 41. What do you wish people would stop asking you? Hopefully not this question. 14 deep questions to ask and talk about with your crush via Big Stock Photo, 4 p.m. production. After some small talk, you may want to form a deeper connection with her. After all, if you're interested in spending time with her long term, it's important that you learn about the inner workings of her brain. These deep questions to ask can lead to intense conversations, so don't ask too many at once. Your goal is to have a meaningful conversation, not grill her. If she seems uncomfortable, don't push it. Reading her social cues is the key to having a positive experience, even if you're discussing heavy topics. Here are 14 deep questions to ask and things to talk about with your crush. 42. What would you choose to do to improve yourself? Everyone's a work in progress. 43. Is lying ever the right thing to do? When? Is there such thing as a white lie? 44. What are the highest and lowest points of your life? This question is pretty personal, so make sure the moment is right. 45. Can human nature be completely changed by culture or society? Are we a product of our environment? 46. What are the best and worst parts of human nature? We're certainly an interesting species. Via Big Stock Photo, Trophalina. 47. What or who would you sacrifice your life for? This question really shines some light into the things and people that are most important to her. 48. What's the most crucial thing for a healthy relationship? Take note. 49. What makes a person truly evil? When is a person simply beyond redemption? 50. What keeps you up at night? This question can lead to funny or serious conversations. 51. If you could change 3 things about your country, what would you change? This question is a good way to get a feel for her politics without asking directly. Via Unsplash, Anuraag Rajasekhar. 52. What is something that most people learn only after it's too late? Sharing wisdom with each other enriches both of you as people. 53. What was one of the best days of your life? Fond memories are always good conversation fodder. 54. Would you rather be poor with lots of good friends or rich with no friends? This question shows you her true priorities. 55. How quickly do you jump to conclusions about people? It's easy to form a snap judgment, but sometimes people take time to show their true colors. Do you ever get stuck without knowing what to ask your crush to start a conversation? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so I can continue making videos like this for you.